Have you ever felt your heart flutter unexpectedly? Maybe a little too fast after a meal, or a strange heaviness in your chest that makes you pause. You tell yourself it's just aging, or maybe a stressful day, but somewhere deep down you wonder, what if it's something more? Something quiet, something hidden, something you're eating every day thinking it's good for you. My dear friends, I know that feeling. I've heard it from many older adults over the years, people who tried their best to eat right, to live clean, and still felt off. Today, I want to talk to you not as a doctor, but as someone who deeply cares about your health and your future. Because sometimes the very foods we trust the most can betray us, especially after 60. Let's walk together through something that could make a world of difference in your life. 5 vegetables that may seem harmless, even healthy, but can slowly burden your heart if you're not careful. This isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you. It's about helping you understand how your body changes as you age and how your diet must evolve with it. You see, the human heart is a miracle. It beats more than 100,000 times a day, quietly sustaining every part of you. But after decades of working hard, it becomes more vulnerable, more sensitive to what you feed it. Certain vegetables, when eaten raw too often or in the wrong form, can cause subtle changes: rising blood pressure, irregular rhythms, fatigue, and even kidney strain that feeds back into your cardiovascular system. You might not notice the damage right away. It doesn't always shout, it whispers. It begins with that bloated feeling, that sluggishness, that fog in your head. And then one day something more serious shows up. Let me begin with a green that has long been hailed as a superfood: spinach. For many, it's the ultimate symbol of clean eating. You've probably had it in smoothies, salads, maybe even juiced it in the morning. But what you might not realize is that raw spinach is loaded with oxalates. These are natural compounds that, while fine in small amounts, can bind to calcium in your body and create sharp little crystals. Over time, they can accumulate and stress your kidneys. Why does that matter for your heart? Because your kidneys play a major role in regulating blood pressure and removing waste from your blood. When they struggle, your heart works harder. And as we age, our ability to clear oxalates diminishes, making their build-up more likely. There's even science to back this up. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets high in oxalates led to significantly greater calcium oxalate excretion, especially in older adults. That's a polite way of saying your body starts dumping out important minerals and holding on to what can hurt you. I remember Elaine, a 72-year-old woman who came to me puzzled. She exercised, ate right, meditated, but her blood pressure kept climbing. When we examined her diet, we found the culprit: raw spinach in her morning smoothies. We made one simple change: steamed her spinach instead. Within weeks, her blood pressure improved, her energy bounced back, and for the first time in years, she slept soundly through the night. Spinach isn't the enemy, dear friends. But raw spinach in large and regular amounts may not love your heart the way you think. Just steaming it for a couple of minutes lowers oxalate content by over 80%, and rotating your greens using romaine, kale, or arugula gives your body variety and reduces risk. Don't combine raw spinach with dairy products like cheese or milk. It blocks calcium absorption and adds to oxalate buildup. Just one little change can protect years of heart health. Now, let's talk about something many of you keep in a jar in the fridge: pickled cucumbers. Oh, I know they're delicious. That tangy crunch, that childhood nostalgia, that perfect companion to rice or sandwiches. But my heart aches when I tell you this, that salty bite can quietly burden your heart. Pickles are packed with sodium, sometimes more than a whole bag of chips in a single spear. And while your taste buds might love them, your heart does not. Here's what excess sodium does. It causes your body to hold on to water. That means more fluid in your bloodstream. And more fluid means your heart has to pump harder, like blowing into a balloon that's already full. It raises your blood pressure, overworks your heart muscle, and can eventually lead to heart failure. One study in the New England Journal of Medicine followed over 100,000 people, and confirmed what I see every day. Higher sodium intake leads to higher blood pressure and greater risk of heart problems, especially after 60. I once met Mr. Long, a 68-year-old retired teacher. Kind man, took daily walks, ate fish and rice, but he also had pickles at every meal. His blood pressure, sky high. When we removed the pickles and added fresh cucumbers with a dash of vinegar and herbs, his blood pressure dropped 20 points in just 2 months. He didn't need to give up the crunch, just the salt. So if you love pickles, make your own at home. Use less salt. Add vinegar, garlic and dill. If you buy store-bought pickles, rinse them under cold water before eating. This simple step can reduce sodium by up to 40%. And don't pair salty vegetables with salty meats or broths. The double punch is hard on your heart. Learn to listen to your body. Puffy face, sluggish energy, palpitations after meals. It might be your sodium talking. Now garlic. Garlic, the miracle bulb. It's been praised in almost every culture. Known to lower cholesterol, fight infections, and support the heart. But here's something important you may not know. Raw garlic, especially in high amounts, can actually overstimulate your heart. The culprit is allicin, a powerful compound that gives garlic its smell and taste. In small amounts it's helpful, but in large raw doses it can disrupt your blood pressure and even your heart rhythm. I met Maria, a vibrant 70-year-old woman, at a wellness retreat. She fainted after breakfast. All she had eaten was yogurt and a raw clove of garlic. Turns out her pressure dropped so low we had to bring her back with sweet tea. What worked for her in her 40s and 50s had become dangerous in her 70s. That's what aging does. The same routines need re-evaluation. If you love garlic, please cook it gently. Even just 30 seconds of sautéing softens its effects without destroying the benefits. And never eat it raw on an empty stomach. It's too harsh, especially if you're on heart medications or blood thinners. Now here's one you might not suspect. Raw sprouts. Those little green shoots. Mung bean, alfalfa, radish. They look so healthy, don't they? But raw sprouts are among the most common sources of bacterial contamination in vegetables. They're grown in warm, moist environments, perfect not only for growth, but for dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. For a younger person, the immune system may handle it. But for older adults, one mild infection can trigger body-wide inflammation. And what does inflammation do? It attacks the blood vessels, spikes your blood pressure, and stresses the heart. I once cared for Mr. Anwar, 74, who landed in the ER with an irregular heartbeat. His labs were clean, but it turned out he had eaten a raw alfalfa sprout sandwich that harbored bacteria. His heart was reacting to the infection, not from food poisoning, but from inflammation. The CDC has linked numerous outbreaks to sprouts. So if you love them, please cook them, just lightly. Or switch to microgreens, which are grown in safer conditions and carry less risk. And finally, eggplant. Yes, even eggplant. That beautiful, deep purple vegetable found in Mediterranean diets and praised for lowering cholesterol. But it belongs to the nightshade family, and it contains solanine, a compound that, in sensitive individuals, can irritate nerves, increase inflammation, and even trigger heart rhythm problems. Solanine builds up in the skin and seeds, and while most young people clear it easily, seniors with slow digestion, reduced kidney function, or arrhythmias may feel its effects. Paul, a 75-year-old widower, loved his ratatouille. He made it almost daily, but he began feeling strange fatigue, fluttering in his chest, and dizziness. His tests were normal until we looked at his diet. We removed nightshades for 3 weeks. His symptoms vanished. He was stunned. Cooking eggplant thoroughly reduces solanine levels. Peeling it, removing the seeds, and eating it less often makes it safer. Remember, it's not that eggplant is bad. It's that your body has changed. Now take a breath with me. I know this may feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, do I have to give up everything I love? No, my dear friends. You just have to adapt. Your heart deserves it. Your years ahead deserve it. Just a few small shifts, steaming your spinach, rinsing that pickle, lightly cooking garlic, skipping raw sprouts, and roasting your eggplant, can offer your heart peace, not pressure. Food can heal, but it must be chosen wisely, with the wisdom age has given you. And if you're still with me, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You care about your health. You're willing to learn. That alone puts you ahead of the curve. Please take a moment now to tap the like button and subscribe to Senior Health Tips so I can keep guiding you through these precious years. Your support means the world to me. It helps me continue offering the care and clarity you deserve. Until next time, take care of your heart. It's carried you this far. Now let's help it carry you further with strength, joy, and wisdom.